We all know golf is a hard game, but guess what? Going back even further, it was harder and harder. And today I'm going to put that to the test because I've been given a couple of woods by the pro here, Ray. I've got the Ping i2, 5 wood, 3 wood, and the driver. I'm going to do a couple of tests and see how hard golf actually was about 30 years ago. I mean, I can't wait to hit them, but I'm also a little bit petrified of how stupid I'm going to look after hitting these shots. Let's get stuck into it. So a little bit on the clubs before we get into the test. The Ping i2 woods, you've probably seen them, they're very iconic. They've got the wooden head and they've got the red face bit, the face insert here as we look at them. Black lacquer on top, big red sweet spot, and then we've got the sole plate that is actually metal, so it was up to its day in those terms. 1982 I think these came out when I've been looking for some information on them. I've got the 5 wood, like I say, the 3 wood and the driver. The driver's about 10 degrees. 5 wood looks to be about 19 when we tried measuring it, and the 3 wood is somewhere around 15, but I couldn't find that much information in it. It is crazy, as you can see there from the close-ups, there's actual screws in the golf club to hold the base plate together. So as I said earlier, we know golf's hard, but it is getting easier. The heads have got bigger, we've got better materials, the balls are better. We see the shafts, even the shafts on these are actually made from steel as well. We've got graphite shots now, so all our mishits are made a lot better. If I mishit one of these, if I get this from the toe or the heel, I would imagine I'm going to see a massive drop off in distance. I'm going to see the dispersion go out a little bit, and also, you know what? Looking down on them, they are absolutely beautiful. They're a gorgeous looking golf club, but when you put it behind the golf ball, it doesn't inspire as much confidence as, let's say, a big 460cc headed driver or a nice 3 wood that we see with a quite shallow face that's going to be easy to get up in the sky. But test number 1, let's get stuck in. Okay, so test number 1, I'm on the 12th hole at Warrington Golf Club. It's a par 4, a drivable par 4. Off the plates, it's 241 yards. For me today, it's actually only 220 to get to the front. So nowadays, I would use my Strixon, my rescue club, number 3, 19 degrees. But I'm going to see how it stacks up against these. I'm going to hit 3 balls with my Strixon, then 3 balls with either the 3 or the 5 wood, because I don't know which one's going to get there, and see who can get the most on the fairway at the front of the green or onto the green. Strixon first, let's see how we go. Softly, softly. Oh! So just missed the green there with the first ball. It was a little bit heely, my strike, but it's carried all the way up to level with the front of the green. Pretty decent golf shot, to be fair. Let's see how we get on this next one. And that is nicely, boom, on the front edge of the green, just trickling off. A nice little cut, and that is another ball on the front of the green. So 2 out of 3 on the front edge of the green with my hybrid, and I would say that they weren't even my best strikes. Slightly heely on 2 of those, but because of technology, I've got away with it. Let's see how the Ping stacks up against it. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 5 wood. I think it's a similar loft to that hybrid, but come just have a look at this when you put it in down behind the golf ball. Look at the size of that thing. Very deep face, but quite a small head for a 5 wood. Doesn't look like there's much room for error on a miss strike. Also got the steel shaft, which I don't know how this is going to perform. So 3 golf balls. Let's see if I can get any of these on the green. Well, do you know what? That's not actually worked out too bad, but just come in here and have a look at this. I've hit about 2 inches before the golf ball. Because of the weight of the golf club, it feels so different to when you're actually hitting that normal one. It was very flexy. The shaft is a regular steel shaft, and I just felt that kick in just as I made that downswing, but not the start we wanted. Let's see if we can try and breeze one off here with this 5-wood. I think if I connect with it, it was the right distance. It was about 20 yards shy that, so let's see if we can get the rhythm. Oh my God. I've caught that just slightly out of the heel, and it's dropped about 40 yards shy of the green, and it didn't feel anywhere near as bad as that golf shot has made it look. Stay tuned as well, guys. We're going to see with the driver if we can get one over 250 yards, which if I can do that, I think I would be quite impressed with myself. Okay, a little bit heely, and it's just made it up onto the top plateau of the fairway. But again, it's dropped. It's a good 20 yards behind that hybrid. So we're seeing this is a wood, and I'm hitting it shorter than a hybrid as we did. So that is 1-0 to modern technology. I tell you what though, what a thing of beauty. Let's head up onto the tee and see if we can get the driver going over 250. Okay, to put into context about these drivers, 1980s they were launched. That year, MTV launched. Just think about that, MTV. You may remember watching it on your television as a kid. CNN launched as well. The all-round news network was launched in the 1980s. And also, IBM actually launched their first PC. Just think about that, how easy it nowadays to pick out your laptop, MacBook, whatever it is. When this came out, IBM were launching their first computer. In terms of the golfing world, it was a little bit of a changing of the guard. We saw Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Arnold Palmer. Those guys were just starting to drift away. They weren't as dominant as they were in the 1970s, and we were seeing the likes of Greg Norman, Nick Faldo and Tom Watson starting to come through. I mean, Tom Watson's pretty much hung his boots up now playing. Nick Faldo, we know him as a commentator, and Greg Norman doesn't really play anymore, but that's the year these bad boys were released. Also, what I'm going to do here, just to try and see how hard it actually is, I've got, look at this, I've got a Dunlop 65 golf ball, one of the old golf balls, the smaller sizes, dimple patterns not quite complete, and we probably would have seen balls like this being played with this style of club. We wouldn't have obviously seen the modern Pro V1 being played with this style of club. So I'm just going to give this a hit, get an idea of how far it would go with that, and then, like I say, 250 yards I think is the challenge. My average is 285 carry, so given that this driver is 30 years old, I've knocked 35 yards off my carry. Can I achieve it? Let's whack this Dunlop, then let's get into 5 balls with the Pro V1. It looks so small looking down on this. Let's see if I can hit a fairway. Let's see if I can get this at least 220. Let's see if I can get it airborne, will be a good thing. Oh my God, that felt wild. It's dove left, a little bit of a hooky shot, and it's gone 229 yards with the Dunlop. So 250 could be achievable with that Pro V1. Let's get 5 golf balls. Let's see if it can redeem itself after that first challenge. Oh, I've absolutely smoked that. I couldn't have hit that any better. Come and have a look at the yardage on this. 251 yards. And I couldn't have hit that any better. 251 yards there. That is literally the best drive I have hit in a long, long time. Let's see if we can get it any further. I wonder if I can get it up close to my normal yardage. 250 there. I reckon if we get to 260, we've had a blinder. Oh wow, that is wild. Oh my God. 245, but it's a good 50 yards off the fairway. Oh my God, that's hard to hit. That's come out so low. 231, literally caught that just slightly low of centre, and you'll see from the shot tracer how low that ball has gone. One thing doing this, hitting these balls with these golf clubs, makes you appreciate how good the likes of your Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus really were. Imagine they had like clubs of today. How good? Well, we saw Tom Watson nearly win the Open at 59 or however old he was. Imagine if he had all that gear back then. Oh, it's so left again. God. Oh, that felt awful. Well, first ball was the best. We passed the test. I managed to hit one fairway out of 5. There's 3 of them that are probably lost forever. One's just up the right. Old golf clubs. Makes you appreciate how easy we have got it. I know it's still a difficult game. It is very, very hard, but I tell you what, if you ever get a chance to hit one of these bad boys or play with old golf clubs, it'll definitely make you appreciate the modern equipment that we've got. Guys, hope you've enjoyed that video. It was just a fun test and something for me to try out after I was given these woods. The beautiful things, they almost deserve to be sat on a mantelpiece. They're that good looking, not to be out on the golf course because I can't hit them. Guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Stay tuned, loads more videos to come. I'm gonna go get a glass cabinet for these, I think. See you in the next one.